How do you like it?
Hey Guardians, Goshuki here with some big news from the This Week at Bungie update. First off, we have some more information about in-game content coming to Destiny 2. Not really more about what is happening in it, but when it is. So Bungie mentioned that the Nightfall Strike will be ready when you are ready, so you can jump into that Nightfall Strike as soon as you are powerful enough for it. The raid, the Leviathan raid, is going to launch 1 week after Destiny 2 comes out, so that's going to be a week from Wednesday. It's going to be 10 a.m. Pacific time on September 13th. So start the grinding so you'll be ready to hop on in and get some awesome loot. A couple days after that, on September 15th at 10 a.m. Pacific time, we're going to have trials. They didn't say anything else about what the raid would be or what trials would be, just mainly that they are watching for the first to beat it as usual. And the raid's going to be a surprise, which I think is always best to kind of watch people jump in, or maybe I'll even jump in myself and kind of start figuring out the intricacies and secrets of the raid. Nothing else about trials either, whether it's going to be trials like we know before, trials of the 9 or whatever, so we can keep speculating and waiting around for that to come around and see what that's going to be all about. Moving along, they talked about guided games. So guided games is a new feature coming to Destiny 2 that will help solo players link up with clans to tackle the most profound challenges in the game as a fire team. They go on to say, for guided games to be successful at launch, we need time for enough players to form into real clans and be ready to guide other Guardians. If there are too many solo seekers and not enough clan guides, the queues for matching will be quite long. Therefore, we're going to roll out guided games as a limited access soft beta, where only a select number of solo players will be able to use guided games for the Nightfall on September 12th. This will allow us to slowly ramp up players over the course of September so that everyone has a great experience. Some interesting stuff. Moving along, they did say during guided games beta period, we need your clans to fully test the system at scale. All clans will be able to guide solo players, so once you've mastered the Nightfall, fire team up and guide solo players to the highest heights. You may meet some new friends along the way. So the Nightfall Guided Games beta is going to start September 12th at 10 a.m. And it's going to include, so it'll have 30 to 50% of players will have Seeker access, depending on clan participation during the first week of Destiny 2. Nightfall and Raid Guided Games officially is set to launch September 26th at 10 a.m. And the target is to have 100% players with Seeker access. So kind of interesting that they're doing a beta. I think it's good just to test it out, let people form clans, and just make sure they're doing it right so it works properly. The next thing they talk about is Mark Noseworthy's tweet, which we talked about the other day. So in Destiny 2, it's no longer advantageous to equip your most powerful gear when decrypting engrams. We check for your best possible loadout now. So what does that mean exactly? Destiny 2 will automatically determine your power potential and give you the reward you deserve without making you dig around your armor and weapons to equip the best stuff. So, if we look in this picture here, we see an engram that is at 210 power. Now I want to point out it's power and not light, which is interesting. They haven't said much about what power will be, but when you do have an engram drop, the game will know your highest power level and give it to you as an engram before you decrypt it. So you're going to know what that power level is going to be before you even go see a cryptarch or however we're going to be decrypting engrams in Destiny 2. Now when you go to decrypt the engram, this is where you're going to get that random weapon or armor, but it's still going to be at that 210 power level. So some interesting stuff. I'll be interested to see what this new power level is as opposed to light. Obviously we did have our light taken away, so maybe we're just swapping power for light for this game, but we'll see here next week. Finally, they talked about when you can play Destiny 2 and preloading it. So Destiny 2 will be available to play September 6th at midnight in your country or region. So here in the US, where I'm at, that's going to be midnight Eastern time. So you can read more about that. I'm actually going to put the link to the This Week at Bungie down at the bottom. So check that out. Otherwise, that's all I had for news for today. So again, if you like the video, drop a like. It's always appreciated. Comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. And go Shuki out.